Hey, my name's Seth, and in this video, we're going over 2 mid-games that I played out and talking about the decisions I made and why I made them, to help you reflect back on your games and make better decisions. In this video, I'm going over 2 mid-games, one where I won through it and one that I lost through it, to help you think about the dynamic decisions that I had to make to help me win both of these games. Jumping into this game, I'm looking at a 4 cultist, 2 duelist. I've already made a rapid fire cannon, which kind of limits me to playing either Kale or an Olaf carry throughout the game, and I have some transitional carries that I can play through the mid game. So I'm honestly thinking I'm in a pretty good spot at this point because I have a lot of direction that I can go throughout the mid game. So going into stage 3-2, I normally want to go ahead and level up to level 6, but here I'm on a win streak. So I'm extra incentivized to make that level up. Here I'm just playing Keeper Cannon. It's definitely better than the 4th cultist, which isn't doing a whole lot for me. And I'm just trying to make the decisions that's going to make me the strongest. So here I really want a sharpshooter to help my Sivir, but right now I'm just playing a lot of power with a lot of stats. It may not have a ton of synergy, but it's going to get the job done since I'm playing just such high quality units. In the mid game, there's 3 ways you can get really stronger. You can find a better quality unit, you can 2-star a unit you already have, or you can add another unit that adds a synergy. Now, when you're looking at a board trying to evaluate it, you're going to see kind of how strong is it currently, but also how much can it get stronger. So my board right now is pretty strong. I'm win streaking, but I have a bunch of 1-star units I can upgrade. I have Sharpshooter, which will be a really strong buff if I put it in. And I have 4 cost units that I can find later that are going to be even stronger to put these items on. So even though I'm strong now, I'm going to be even stronger later once I start hitting. And so that's something you want to think about in this mid game, is making these decisions that are going to leave you room to get stronger later. So going into Carousel, I still don't have a ton of direction. With RFC and Hodge, I'm still between Slayers or Kale. I can really play either in this spot. I think Kale is stronger, so I'm always going to default towards leaning towards that, but I don't want to force it if I am given a great option to play Slayers. So I go ahead and pick up the sword. It's a flexible item here I can build onto Zeke's, and Zeke's is going to do a ton of work since I have 3 strong backline carries that can really use that buff if I need the power later. But right now, I still think I'm stronger than a lot of the lobby, so I hold off on it for now. Here, I get a lucky lantern. I open it up to see I'm getting some rods and tears, which aren't great into Slayers. So now I'm thinking, how can I play towards Kale with these items? I also pick up a Sharpshooter, which is going to be better than just playing double Sivir without Sharpshooter. And it leaves me with that option to add spirits in later when I hit level 7. So again, leveling up to add more synergies to make me stronger in the future. So here, I don't really have a great option from the shop. So I'm really just considering whether or not I want to level here to continue my win streak. Now, for me, yeah, I lose out on the 2 gold of income, but I definitely make more from that by being able to play to keep my win streak going into the Wolves round, because that's going to be 3 gold next turn and then 3 gold after the Wolves round. So I'm really hedging my bets here, where yeah, if I could stay over 50 gold and win streak, that's the best of both worlds, but I would rather keep my win streak than my gold income at this point. Here, really just not in a spot I want to be playing the Slayer's Ed, so I go ahead and pass up on it, and we're just waiting for my items. Alright, so here, we still don't have a great chosen, and I'm just trying to decide what items I want to make. I decided that I'm going to be wanting to play blue buff into my kill comp anyway. It's going to go on either my Kindred or my Yuumi at this point, so I don't mind making this now. It's okay on the Sivir, not perfect, but it's definitely going to help her ult faster and increase that initial damage output. Here I'm actually playing the other win streaking person, so it's pretty important that I win this one, but I'm a whole level up on them, so I'm not super worried. Here, I just have a lot of gold, and I'm just considering whether or not I want to roll to make my board stronger, or if I want to start leveling up. I decided I hadn't hit a chosen yet, and I wanted to look for some more direction with the chosen. Lucky for me, I hit a great chosen that gives me a ton of direction, right? Holds my items, and now I'm really strong going into the rest of stage 4, and I can start powering to 8 as fast as I can. This is a great thing to do, is instead of just always pushing levels, I didn't have a great chosen, so I sold it, and then a couple of turns later, I didn't have a chosen still, so I rolled to try to find a good one. And with patch 11.4 coming up, this is going to be a more valid strategy. Alright, here it's just really easy. I hit the Teemo pair, and not really much else I'm rolling towards. I'm just trying to hit 8 as fast as I can, so I can start getting those odds of hitting 4-cost units a lot easier. Here I'm actually just scouting for Katarina, or any other assassins to make sure that they're not anywhere near my Callista, and I've actually bunched them all up since I have a Keeper buff, which is naturally going to be strong against assassins. Here in Carousel, I'm very much rather playing Kale at this point, trying to make this rod into a good use. So I'm really focusing on trying to pick up an item that makes me into a good Kale item here. So my first thought is just grabbing this bow, making a Rage Blade. That would give me Rage Blade, RFC, and Quicksilver Sash, which is some of the best items you can have on a Kale. Makes her really safe and makes her really strong. All right, here we go ahead and pick up Kindred. This will be good later when I decide that I want to be playing her. And actually just level so I can go ahead and put something else in to keep this win streak. I'm strong enough where I just want to hold the win streak as long as I can. Especially with Raptors coming up. If I can hold the win streak going into Raptors, I'm going to have so much gold to work with going forward. So here, there's not anything I really want from the shop, so I just scout around. I realize I haven't played this ASOL player in a while, so I go ahead and get ready to play against him. Really quick trick is I just put my training dummy in the opposite corner, so he misses the rest of my team, and he focuses on that target dummy, since his AI targets the farthest unit away from him. I get a little lucky here, and I actually am positioned well against this ASOL player, and so just show you what I mean, that ASOL is just completely missing my team, and it's just focusing solely onto that target dummy. And we were able to keep that win streak going into Raptors, which was really nice. So here, we're level 8, we're looking to transition into a Kale comp, but I still have a chosen, so I don't want to spend any gold rolling, because if I want to roll, I'd rather have a chosen that I'm going to use in my final comp. So at this point, I'm going to keep this chosen until she's not strong anymore. Okay, jumping into this board, I'm actually win streaking all through stage 2, so I'm pretty strong right now. As compared to the last game though, leveling up, I don't have a lot of ways to get stronger, right? I can 2-star my unit, sure, but I don't have great synergies that bump it up, and my unit quality is pretty poor. So I'm looking for a lot here. I want to look for 3-cost units that make my comp stronger, as well as looking for upgrades on my current units. But I'm definitely in a lot weaker of a spot than I was from the previous game. So here we were able to win that one, and actually pick up the Yumi. This Yumi Kindred pair gives me a lot of direction into the mid game to get a lot stronger than what I currently am. Yes, this Garen is really strong right now, but he's going to fall off soon into stage 4, and I'm going to need to find a stronger direction than him. And these kind of give me a good base to kind of build around for the future. Alright, this shop doesn't really bring much to my eye, so we're focused on trying to get to level 7 as fast as we can, so we can start rolling for better units. Here I'm just looking for some direction. With double defensive item on Garen, I don't really have any comp that I want to be playing towards, so just grabbing any item that builds into an offensive item that can give me a lot of direction is going to be good here. I ended up picking up the rod, which is going to build into a couple of different kale items. So I'm happy to grab it because it gives me more direction. Here, I think I make a mistake. I think looking back on it, playing the Tima is going to be stronger than the Kindred here. And I should have made that decision. I just didn't. Here we do hit another Kindred, which is nice, and we're getting close to level 7, so we can try playing a little stronger. We are starting a lose streak though, and we're still at a healthy life total right now, so I'm not worried about it, but it is something to be wary of that I am weaker than the rest of the lobby now. I was win streaking for a while, but that's turned, and after people started getting better units, I started to fall off, and so I need to start catching up to everyone else. Luckily, I have a gold advantage from win streaking for so long, so I have to play towards that as my advantage. All right, here we go ahead and hit level 7. We're still pretty weak here, but I'm not sure if I'm in a spot where I can sell this Garen. It's just hard because he's definitely the strongest unit I have right now, but that's just saying I'm really weak because I should have stronger units. So I go ahead and put gold here. I won that last one, so I'm really not pressed right now. And I'm thinking about rushing 8 and just doing a big roll on an 8 to try to stabilize. Here we just decide to make some generally strong items to hopefully stop the bleeding. I'm definitely weak, so whatever I can do to kill just like an extra unit is going to go a long way. Here I find an Aatrox, definitely just better than the generic Wukong I have on this field, so I should replace it. I don't know if I do. It's definitely a mistake if I don't. Looks like I'm not. So like definitely just like, oh, there we go. I figured it out. And we actually go ahead and play the Aurelia, and we just make a stronger front line to keep the distance. It's really important to get like the max stats out of the items I make, which is why I backline lock it. But now that I have 5 units like in frontline, definitely want to make that distance so I can keep my carries safe from more splash damage. So although I'm not the strongest right now, I've lost 4 out of the last 5 fights I've played. I've been able to be competitive in them and not lose a lot of life, and I'm still at a really healthy life total. And I've been able to use my early game gold advantage to really push levels here. And I'm level 8 way before anyone else. So that means I can start rolling down and trying these higher quality units and maybe even pick up a 4-cost chosen way ahead of schedule. So here we're looking for just more carry items for either. Right now we don't have a strong direction. We're pulling a little towards Kindred, but really could just be playing anything right now. We could be playing Olaf with a Rage Blade. So we really just want direction here. Picking up the rod gives me a lot more direction here, as it lets me play Kale with more carry items. All right. And this is really strong here. I actually get a lot of direction from this. It's an early Ornn, pops up in my shop, and my Lucky Lantern lets me play Kindred with some strong carry items, and it sets me up for chalicing my Kindred. So suddenly I'm in a really good spot where my units aren't upgraded, but I have the gold to roll for it, and I have time. I have my chosen slot freed up, so I have the chance to get lucky and hit a good chosen, and I have Ornn generating, so I can pick up a good Ornn item. So at this point, I'm just going to roll and try to grab that chosen, but I'm also trying to continue my gold advantage. All right, so we're rolling down, just trying to hit good units and trying to upgrade my units. So we're just going to buy anything that I could possibly play, and then once I've kind of hit a nice spot, I can go ahead and sell out and build back up my econ. But I still got a chosen slot open, so I want to give myself the chance of hitting a chosen if I find one. But we're really just chilling right now and just playing whatever units I have. I think this shows why it's so important to play like the early game for winning, is that like you're put in a spot where mid game you really need to hit, and like this mid game I didn't hit, and I would have had to roll down on 7 if it was not for me playing so aggressively to be strong early game. because I lost around 50 health just on stage 7 alone. So being able to like take that time to really focus on playing aggressively and saving life, I maybe saved like 20 life just from having a strong board into stage 2 in the beginning of stage 3. And I could just burn all that life and still be at a healthy life total after I transitioned. And I just can't do that if I don't play aggressively. So playing in the mid game, you really need a push and advantage. Whether it's your gold advantage, whether it's your health advantage, whether it's your early game power, you need to be doing something to make other people feel pressured. So in this game, I had an early game pressure and it led to a gold advantage. And I really pushed that gold advantage by having a really strong board at stage 4-7 before anyone else could really contest me on any of these units. And now if anyone else wants to play these units, I already have them. It's hard for them to get it because I found them already. If you like this content and you want to see a full game, let me know in the comments so I can go ahead and start generating more full game walkthroughs like this. If you want to see more coaching, I'm going to start a Twitch channel in April doing free VOD review there. So go ahead and start saving and recording your VODs for questions later. If you like the content and you want to show your support or buy me a coffee, I have a Patreon link below. Anyway, thanks for watching and have a great day.